Hey guys, it's Jess, and this week on my internet world is embarrassing stories about our childhood. I live in, on the Oregon coast, so this means, there's a lot of forest and there's a lot of, beach area. So, one day when I was little, me and my dad were walking through, this, kind of, rocky, kind of, hills and everything, taking my dog Bear for a walk. And I was way too cocky about this because my dad was like, oh, are you sure you can handle it? Because it was really jagged, I guess. I'm like, yeah, I can totally handle it. I'm the best at it, walking and hill climbing and all that. So I was being really cocky about it, as probably a 5-year-old would be. So as we were going, I was doing pretty well, if I have to say. Every time I try to film, this one little piece of hair decides to ruin it. Just gonna tuck that in. Alright, so anyways, I was doing pretty well, and then I decided to run because I'm like, hey, if I can walk, then I can run, right? That's not the case, because I decided running, and there's this little slope of the hill, and all these loose rocks, I would step on big rocks because I thought that they were stable and everything while I was running. And I stepped on this one rock, and it was not stable whatsoever. So I slip, and I don't know why I found this embarrassing. I should have been more scared than embarrassed, but I guess the fact that I was so cocky about this just made me really, really embarrassed about it. So my dad's like, Jessica, slow down. I'm like, no, I can do it. So I step on this rock, and I'm sent flying, I don't even know, maybe probably 20 yards at least. I'm just flying, and I'm rolling around on rocks, plain rocks, not smooth ones, jagged ones, and sticks and branches and everything. There's also a couple of dog craps along the road or the hill, so I'm just tumbling in. I can't stop it because I was so shocked. I was just there rolling. I couldn't really stop it. I just start Dad, help me! So I'm tumbling for at least I don't know, a minute or so. Then I stop, and I'm like, okay, that wasn't so bad because I don't feel pain. But that's the part where I get embarrassed about, because all along my hand, this hand, it was this hand. All along it was just blood, and I'm like, why am I bleeding? You could kind of see where it was. It's still kind of red, but right along, right here, there was rock stuck in it, a big piece of rock just stuck in it right here, and somewhere along on my elbow, there was rocks stuck in it. So I'm like, oh, funny, there's rock in my arm. Then I look down, I'm all muddy, I have dog poo all over me, and I just happen to be bleeding across my legs. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So then when my dad comes, then I start feeling the pain. So I just start bawling my eyes out, and then he, instead of being worried about his daughter, he's like, your mom's gonna get mad at you because you stained your new shirt or whatever. And I'm like, can you help me instead of lecturing me? So it's probably 5 minutes, we probably walked 5 minutes away from my house. So we're just we're walking to my house, and I'm just bawling my eyes out. So we're crossing the highway, we get to my house, and my mom sees that I'm just dripping blood. I could probably those rocks were probably really stuck in my hand. The first thing that she says to me is, take off your shoes. I don't want mud in my house. Mom, I could probably bleed to death. I'm a 5-year-old who has rocks wedged in her hand. You're really worried about your floors right now? Huh, funny. So I do that. Then I go into their bathroom, and I was not expecting this whatsoever. But my mom tells me to close my eyes. I'm like, why do I need to close my eyes? She's like, just close them. So I close them. All at once, she rips out these two, and then my dad rips out the one on my elbow, and I just start, I was bawling at this, oh, just knocked it over. I was bawling at this point, but now I was, even more crying, more than boiling, like to the point where you get hiccups. And finally my mom puts my hand under the water. Of course it stings. And I'm just crying. I'm just sitting there crying, bawling. And my dad's like, I guess you couldn't. He gets the most cockiest smirk on his face. And he's like, so I guess you couldn't handle it, huh? And I'm like, can we not talk about this when I'm bleeding out? Then after I get all patched up, I sit down in the living room with my dad. And he looks at me and I'm like, I'm not even talking about this with you. Can we please just forget about it? Ever since then, every single time I want to go walking with him or the dog, he always asks me, are you going to fall this time? No, I'm freaking 13 years old. That was 8 years ago. Get over it. I don't know why, I just found that so embarrassing. Oh, and actually the same year, my best friend, I just moved it again. My best friend hit me in my own face with a piñata. The little piñata stick. Because I was bending down and she was blindfolded, of course. So she goes swinging and I was like trying to back up, but I wasn't able to in time. She hits me right here, and this whole entire part was just black and blue. It was gushing out blood, and that was probably, I don't know, maybe not even a week after I had my little hill incident. So that wasn't really fun. I had to go to the ER twice. Oh yeah, did I mention I was a 5-year-old and I had to go to the ER because I slipped on a rock. Yeah, my doctor probably should wrap me in bubble wrap. That was my embarrassing child story. It was more funny than embarrassing probably, because now I'm kind of have to live with this shame for the rest of my life. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you stayed for the end, and if you did, and I will see you in the, well, I will see you, or not really, in the next video, so bye.